Good morning, Silv. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks for joining me today. Take time out of your busy day, especially on Melbourne Cup Day.
Yes, I know. I'm lucky enough to have the day off because I was meant to be overseas, but I'm not there today, so it's kind of nice.
Oh, nice. You can have a rest day, hopefully.
Yeah, that's right. No bookwork.
Oh,
It
bookwork.
never
It's
stops.
always something.
It never stops.
And that's business, though, I think. And as you know, I'm having a chat to successful business owners in the salon and beauty industries across Australia and New Zealand. So I wanted to have a chat to you today, if that's okay, a little bit about your business, how long you've been operating, and a little bit about your success and challenges, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose we've been in business for about 25 years
Yeah,
now, or just shy of 25 years.
yeah,
Um, and I suppose we grew quite quickly, and we sort of grew out of three different premises and then had
yeah.
to fit out three different premises. So it's been a busy 25 years. It hasn't sort of just stood still, that's for sure. So we were lucky enough to get the last place we moved to, which was about 10 years ago. We purchased that building, so we were able to do a lot more to it, just to give us the space we needed. And I think we're
Sure.
almost growing out of that, but we're not going anywhere anymore. We're staying. I
It's
think we're
too
happy to sort of
hard.
stay the size we're at now, which is good. We'll
And
sort
you're
of
at
hover between
Parkside? You're at
Parkside,
Parkside?
yeah,
Yeah, I thought
yeah.
so.
We sort of hover between 13 and 15 staff. So it sort of keeps us fairly busy. Yeah,
Yeah. How
but
do
yeah,
you
we're
go? Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting.
that's
Sorry,
right.
you go.
Yeah, I suppose the biggest challenges are staffing, which I think you do hear that within every industry. We've had some amazing staff over the years, and we continue to mentor younger staff. We do prefer growing our own because we find hiring seniors is quite difficult, and I think the idea that a lot of apprentices just want to finish their apprenticeship and work for themselves, which is great. I think it's good for them to all have ambition, but it's making it harder for salon owners to sort of have that stability with seniors.
Mhm.
So we tend to put a lot of time into our junior staff. They do learn quite quickly, and which they want to do, but yeah,
Yes.
it's very hard to sort of keep people longer than 4 or 5 years these days.
Why do you think
Mm.
that is? And I talk to salon owners every day. So why do you think it is?
I think it's just an industry where they put so much of their time and emotion into their own clients. I think they just think, why can't I just do this for myself? Why do I have to? I suppose they see the success of a lot of salons and larger salons that they want to have that too, and I encourage that. I don't
Yeah.
discourage that at all. I think it's great for people to have ambition and do their own thing. We've probably got dozens of our staff that have got some amazing salons around Adelaide, so we're very proud to have that. Um, come from our
Achievement.
salon, which is great.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
idea. Whereas most, as you said before, I think that's fantastic. But a lot of salons have this mindset where I don't want to train them if they're only going to leave,
Mm.
which is,
Yeah, I know. I know you can. I suppose you can fall into that. I think initially we probably did. We were sort of
yeah,
getting sick of it, thinking, "Oh, why are we putting so much time into all these juniors?" And then they just leave us. But then I find, um, a lot of people might, if we hire seniors, they might sort of start for 3, 4 years, and then they sort of move on. It's a bit of a stepping stone for them to move on into it. I suppose it's experience that they need. They
yeah.
sort of move on to their own thing anyway. I just think there's a hell of a lot of home salons, and I don't put down home salons. I think it's kind of nice for clients to sort of come into, a beautiful environment, and you're charging the price you do for them to come into a beautiful environment. Going into somebody's lounge room and having your hair done and still charging the prices that you would charge where you're not giving them the environment that they deserve for that price is, I don't agree with that, but
No, not do I.
I think having a brick and mortar salon, for me, I enjoy my clients, and I love for them to come into a beautiful environment. and give them the pampering they want. That getaway. They don't want to sit in a lounge room having their hair done. I don't discourage that at all. That people just do that. I suppose it's fine, but as long as I think people are bettering themselves, I think that's great. I don't discourage that at all.
No, and I think a lot of salon owners or a lot of hairdressers may think it's all, wonderful to have your own business, but then reality sets in that you're being invaded in your own home and sometimes by
Mm,
strangers as well. You don't get the ongoing education and support as well. So they may do it for a little while, but then I think a lot of
yeah.
them realize that it's probably not for them, and a lot of them then go back to working in a salon. And we speak to a lot of candidates every day, Silv, who go through exactly the same thing. So
Mm,
that's
yeah.
that's good. We are seeing movement back into the industry. And as you said
Yeah.
before, for clients, I wouldn't want to go into somebody's home and get my hair done in the
Yeah.
kitchen sink or something like that. I enjoy going to
Yeah.
different salons across Adelaide because this is where I live, and
Yeah.
experiencing,
Yeah.
seeing different salons. And I haven't been to yours yet, but you're on my list. Um, so,
Yeah,
to me,
we've got some incredible salons around Adelaide, so we should be very proud of the quality of work that comes out of a lot of the salons in Adelaide, which is fantastic.
yeah, well, Adelaide's a booming place. I mean, look what
Yeah.
we've got to offer now with all the different
Mm,
exciting things that come to Adelaide, including fringe and
yeah.
WOMAD and races and the golf, and the list goes on.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's right.
so what do you attribute your success to, really, then? Because I know you've had massive success.
Um, well, I suppose we're just being ourselves in our salon. We sort of treat every staff member like they're one of our own kids. I
Yeah,
suppose we're at the age now as well where a lot of our staff are the same age as our children. I've got one of my daughters that work with me. I've got one of my nieces that work with me.
yeah,
So um, I hope that they feel like we treat them like family. And same with clients. Like we're I suppose in an industry where we give a lot to our clients and staff every day. So we want them to feel that. And the worst thing is for people to talk bad about your salon. So that's one thing I would never, I wouldn't sleep at night if I had that feeling. So I think just being proud of where you are and treating people the way you want to be treated
yeah.
is very important because Adelaide is small in the way that is. So I think yeah, just sort of treating everyone how you would want to be treated. I think that's how we run our business. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. And I always say this because I used to own a relationship and dating agency, and I've worn a lot of hats in my life and in my career. And business is all about relationships, whether it's with your partner, your team members, or your clients. And if you foster those relationships and look after them, you're going to be naturally successful.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people will leave where they work or their career or in their personal relationships because they don't feel valued, they're not heard, they're not
Mm,
respected. So if we can mold that into our business, it's going to be more successful as well.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So, yeah, so I suppose the recipe is not all that hard to follow. It's just listening to what your team members want, really. And,
So, yeah.
do you sit down one on one with your team members, or do you do group
Yeah, we
meetings? Or
do. We have a group meeting every Friday morning, so
okay,
that goes without question. And then we're not a salon that sort of push targets and sales. We've
yeah,
never been that type of salon. Like we would never fire somebody because they're underperforming or
yeah,
um because we hire on personality,
yes,
skill because we put so much training into it. So like I said, we love our staff for who they are, not what they produce. And that comes naturally. If they're in a happy environment, they're going to produce naturally anyway. We do provide a lot of incentives, but they're not pushed. But they just tend to make the targets naturally, organically, which is great. Yeah.
nothing worse than being sold to.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can just talk to your clients and recommend the right products, and they're
Yeah.
going to like you and trust you, they're going to naturally buy those products as
That's
well.
right.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we find that a lot. We don't, yeah, we're not big pushers of retail, but we have quite big retail sales. It just sort of happens, if you're creating the work you're creating, you know that the client's going to want to create that at home. So it's just natural that they're going to take what they're recommended. Yeah.
and lucky last, I suppose, how do you overcome challenges in your business?
Challenges.
Mm,
I suppose you just sort of take them one at a time. You don't like you do lose sleep sometimes, depending on what it is. And I think the main one is probably just staffing. Like
yeah,
if you haven't got the right amount of numbers for the clients you've got coming through, like I find it's when we lose staff member, our wait list just goes crazy. So
yeah,
we've got to sort of jump on top of that to make sure we're not we know when I suppose when we've got enough staff, our wait list sort of goes it's a lot smaller. So that's when we tend to panic a bit more. We sort of lose sleep because we want to try and accommodate um, all the clients that we have waiting to come in, because
yeah,
they're very loyal clientele. We've had clients coming to us for over 30 years from, salons prior to where we're working. So, we do cherish that
yeah,
and are very proud of having those clients follow us. But yeah, I suppose the major part is probably just overstaffing. When you have got a staff member that's not happy, or you want to try and fill a position, that's probably the only time we would lose sleep, I think. Yeah, but
yeah.
the rest of it, the business, it sort of runs itself, which is fantastic.
Which is fantastic. Well,
Yeah,
you've got a very successful business and a fantastic attitude too, Silv. So,
thank you,
I think other people could take note of, your success and why you're successful. And we're always here for you if you need
thank you.
staff, of course.
Yeah, thank you so
Um,
much.
that's all right. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. Anytime.
All right. And if anyone wants an amazing hairdresser and a salon in Parkside, please go and see Silver and his wonderful team.
Thanks, Sheryl. Really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
You too. See ya.
Bye. Bye.